James Harden, gone. Kyrie Irving, gone. Ben Simmons is, well, Ben Simmons. And now Kevin Durant is off to Arizona. The dream of a Nets super team turned into a nightmare. And here to help us sift through the rubble is New York Post columnist Mike Vaccaro. Mike, when we look back in posterity, how will this whole Nets experiment be viewed?
As a complete fiasco. It's really the only way you can look at it. They're going to try and spin it that they've done the best they could with the circumstance. The fact is, it was clear what their ambitions were when they decided to go this path, and it was to win a championship. And they're not going to win a championship. Certainly, these guys are all gone. They might have a competitive team in their wake, but that's certainly not a championship team. And who knows when they'll be able to recover, because they sacrificed so many assets in pursuit of this fool's gold that it's going to be hard to see how they can kind of get back on their feet again. So yeah, it's not a good day to be a Nets fan. It's certainly not a good day to be, one of the men who helped get the Nets to be where they are today right now. Yeah,
no, definitely not. So what would you say the Nets' biggest fundamental issue was throughout all this?
Look, Sean Marks made a point early in his tenure of emphasizing the culture that he was trying to build here. And in fairness, he had built a good one. After the first couple of years, the Nets made the playoffs. They gave the Sixers a pretty good series, and they kind of turned things around, the old-fashioned way, with infrastructure and good drafting and smart player selection. And they had an excellent coach who was on board and was kind of Marks' co-partner. And then they basically blew it up. Now, look, it's hard to say that they did the wrong thing, because there are probably 30 other NBA teams that would have done the same thing. If Kevin Durant offered his services, even if it meant bringing Kyrie Irving with him. And so it's hard to say no to that. Look, the Knicks clearly would have been in on that if the circumstances were different. So it's hard to fault them for going in that direction. But by doing that, they weren't able to stay with their convictions. And the fact is that the whole notion of their culture became an incredible in-joke across the league, because the culture became basically, Kyrie and KD were in charge, and Marks and Josiah were kind of figureheads. This is what you get. Players are players because they can play. They aren't necessarily the best general managers.
So looking ahead, they have some new players. Can they recover from all this? And if so, how are they going to do it?
It'll be slow. And look, they're not a terrible team right now. I think they certainly, the players left behind, the players they've acquired, they should certainly be in the postseason this year. I'm not sure if they'll dip below the sixth threshold and have to go in a play-in or not. But and they've already got a pretty good record to build on. But look, this isn't a championship team in anybody's estimation. There's just that's not going to happen with this group of players. It's kind of starting over again, and they can feel the competitive product. But look, that's not what the Brooklyn Nets have been about the last couple of years. They've been openly, about winning a championship, bringing a championship to Brooklyn, taking over New York. That never happened. The championship never happened. And now the Nets are clearly back to being a second-class citizen in their own city.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it all shakes out for the rest of this season and moving forward. Mike, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, EmmaKate.